Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Passing pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
As long ago as they are, but you know what? The man, the myth, the legend, still here, still in the building. Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. And the man, the myth, the legend is the guy to my left, Matt Shep. Shep, what's going on, brother?
I love this. This is probably my favorite
This
picture.
is your favorite one?
I think it's my favorite one.
I'm mad that we don't have the one with the black hands. Like, I was actually, I've been making more graphics lately. We'll debut some of them tomorrow, next week. But the black hands is a thing. Don't be
Okay,
surprised
does everybody
when you
know the
see
story to
black
that? Does everybody know the story to that?
hands. Gotta have the black
All right,
hands.
so I had one black hand, and I pointed that out. Instead of focusing on all the other great minutia and the detail that's associated with the chain, for example, the perfect teeth, for example, all right?
Right.
The pictures in the background, all of it, very, very well done. Even that little pennant up in the corner that says with Shep, I don't know if people can realize that. What did I focus on? I focused on one hand. It was just one.
Yeah.
One hand. That was a little
like,
darker than the other.
It's like the Godfather Part 2, man. They called the man the black hand
Right.
because he was going to get his cut.
Wait, what was that from? What part
Godfather
of that?
Part 2.
Yeah, I know.
That was when it
That was on last night, by the way.
That's when they go back in time and they're showing the rise of Vito through Robert De Niro.
Yes.
Remember the guy that he has to kill, the
Yeah.
mob at the time?
Yeah.
He was the black hand.
I got you.
He's a black
All right,
man.
because he had the white hat, and, you know.
He had the black glove.
Yeah.
He always weighs two. He said, if you got something, a little bit comes this way.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's disrespectful, right? Remember, he took the dress out of the cart.
He's always got a little piece for himself. That's how it's always been, though.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
From
You
way
pay
back
for
in
the
day.
muscle.
Yeah. You didn't watch that last night, though, right?
No, I did not.
No, you were watching Pistons.
I
and
watched
you
a
were
little bit of
watching
the Pistons
Michigan.
game. I watched a little bit of the Michigan game. Celebrated Britt's mom's birthday, but
Oh, nice.
the Pistons game
Happy
and
birthday,
the
belated.
100%. It was good, man. But Pistons as well as Michigan, man, hard fought wins on both sides in different ways. Obviously, in different ways.
Yeah.
butt kicking on one side, but still hard fought.
Yeah, Michigan looked awful in the first half. I mean,
Yeah.
simply awful.
Tell
I
me
mean,
two halves.
almost disengaged, you know? And I don't know if that's you see how they turn it around. They hit 11 of their first 12 shots in the second half. They were down by as many as 16, in case people didn't know. And then they won by double digits. And that's a team that seems to just do that on a regular basis. Of their 23 wins, so they're 23-1, 19 have come by double digits.
Yeah.
That is amazing. But
five of those 40 or more,
yeah, 5 of those 40 or more.
Yeah.
7 by 20 or more?
30 or more.
Or 30 or more.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my question. When a team gets in that type of situation where they show that they can come back, which we all like, right? We love it with the Lions. We love it with any of our teams. But oftentimes, as it goes deeper into a season, you'll hear people say, yeah, but they don't start very strong. Is it a dangerous thing where your team struggles out of the gate, able to almost flick a switch, good song by AC/DC, flick of the switch, and then still take a win? Or do you feel like that could be bad habitually?
I mean, it can always be bad habitually because you get used to coming from behind and you put yourself in a situation till one day somebody's going to come out hot and you can be like, oh, we'll get them. We'll get it back, and you don't. You know, you don't allow that to happen. But what I would say about Michigan is it doesn't seem to be that way for them. They've won a multitude of ways. They can blow you out by 40, like we said. They can control games the length of the game, both halves. They've also can play good opponents, Michigan State, where they struggled towards the end, and they can find the defense. They can find the balance in the last 3 minutes. They can find the shots. They can find the people, and they tend to have that chemistry when it needs. It tells me that they're built for that moment. So I don't necessarily worry so much because we're seeing a consistent pattern of them winning games late, them being defensively strong late in games, them suffocating the opposition's offense and forcing them to take bad shots upon bad shots. Look at that field goal percentage.
Yeah.
The Michigan opposition the last 7 minutes of the game this whole season, they are dominating in that realm. If you're going to play that style of defense, if you're going to play that way on that end, I'm not necessarily worried about that. But they do have a stretch coming up, Shep, where they're not going to be able to start like this, like they did last night.
Yeah, they outscored Northwestern 52-31 in the second half. Yeah. Their two bigs together, Landeborg and Maya, were unreal. I mean, they just dominate.
Shout out to Yaks, man. He was announced at the start of the week as one of the 20 finalists for the John Wooden Award, or the Naismith, excuse me.
He's a pro, right?
Yeah, he's not going to win it, but just the fact that we have somebody that's in that conversation.
But you think he's a pro, right?
Yeah, sure. In this NBA, yeah.
Okay. How many guys on Michigan do you think are professional material? Johnson is.
I would say 4.
Yaxel.
Yeah, we said Yaxel,
Yeah.
Johnson.
Trey will be.
Yeah, not yet, but he will be.
Yes, he's better than I thought he would be as a freshman.
Right.
Okay, and watching him at Orchard Lake St. Mary's, I didn't think he would be this good this early. Mm-hmm. So he could be. I don't know. The big guy, of course, Morrow will be. Right? I mean, 7'3".
I don't know his footwork kind of.
Oh, I think his footwork's pretty good. His free throw shooting sucks.
Well, yeah, he's
okay. You're 38% at the stripe or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Nah,
but he can move. Somebody's going to take a chance on a 7'3" guy.
If Hunter Dickinson is not getting drafted, this boy Martin at this point isn't ready to get drafted.
Oh, but he moves much more fluid than Hunter Dickinson.
But
I wouldn't say much more.
I wouldn't say much more.
Hunter Dickinson literally, it looked like his shoes were nailed to the floor.
Agreed.
This dude.
But he looks like a.
Mara ain't much better though.
I'm not gonna say anything because I feel like I'm talking stuff against my University of Michigan, my guys.
That's
so
okay.
I won't. I'll just say I don't believe his game is more NBA ready than Hunter Dickinson was at any point.
Okay,
that's what I will say.
Okay,
and Hunter Dickinson didn't make the NBA. So.
I didn't think Zach Edey would get drafted.
No, that's a fact
because he's a clodhopper. But he did in the first round. So, like I say, anytime you can't teach that, you can't teach that height, you're gonna take a risk on it.
Two things. One, does Zach Edey play?
He did his rookie year. I don't know if he does that much anymore.
The Grizzlies are a mess, though.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah,
exactly.
And maybe that's the reason they drafted him.
Two, right. Zach Edey's different. Zach Edey for 3 years was the player of the year.
Correct.
Like he won one, could have won 3 times.
I thought he won 2.
Excuse me, he won. That's why I said 3 years.
Yeah.
He won 2, could have won 3. Played at Purdue. They were number 1 all 3 years while he was there. They had some really good wins. And his 7'3" or 7'4", whatever his frame was, it wasn't the typical loosey, long jelly bean or green bean where you blow, the wind blows, you
thick.
fall over.
Yeah.
100%. It was a muscular frame, and he was putting in work 100%. So
I don't know how much this kid puts in work. You could throw on some LBs. There's no question about it. But I think he's got some fluidity to his game. I also like, I love the baby hook from the baseline. We'll see. But right now, for sure, I think there's a couple of guys. I'm not sure if any of their guards can. LJ Kaysen, I'm not sure. He pumped in 18, including 13 in the second half last night. So it's a really nice win for Michigan. They should beat UCLA this weekend. They should be number 1 in the country.
They should be number 1 now.
Well, Arizona's pretty damn good. Arizona has, is it 10 games this year? Maybe a little more, of 50 points in the paint in a game.
Yeah.
They have been a dominating force until they fell to Kansas.
This is true. And Kansas didn't even have their number 1 player, who's probably going to be the number 1 pick in the draft when they beat Arizona this week. The reason why I say this, look, they lost. Michigan's been rolling. Michigan beat, legitimately Ohio State, Michigan State. They fall back Nebraska, all within the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Yeah. And the 2 metrics that matter in college basketball that people pay attention to, please help the uneducated out there. What are those 2 metrics called as it relates to wins or percentages and stats?
You're talking about
whatever it's called.
You're talking about the sabermetric aspect of it. You're talking about strength of schedule, SOS?
That's one, and there's another one.
What's the other one?
That's why I was asking your help on that.
I'm sorry.
Based on those 2 metrics alone, Michigan has been the number 1 team for the last 3 weeks.
Okay.
Beating out Arizona. And these are the 2 metrics that college basketball uses. So.
Okay. I think they have a few tough games left. They got to go to Mackey and play Purdue. They have to go to Champaign-Urbana and play Illinois.
They have a neutral site game.
They have a neutral site game against Duke and
MSU
at home.
March 8th.
Right. Which, Art and Jake's big time watch party there. I don't know, man. You beat Michigan State the way they did the first time around. You would automatically assume, well, they're going to be at home. And I don't think you can necessarily take that to the bank, but it's probably a factor. What are your thoughts on having to go to Iowa? Because that's never an easy place for them to play, historically.
You had a question, and if you're asking that question, then I can answer tied into this. Question, you're not asking that yet?
I'm just wondering your thoughts on if you would include that into one of the more challenging games they have left on their schedule.
It's always tough to play in Iowa. Football or basketball, it doesn't matter. Like, I hated playing in Iowa. Like, legitimately, they are right here on you. They can grab the back of your jersey. I had somebody slap my helmet, throw popcorn in my face. This is my freshman year. I was like, what is going on here? But Iowa's basketball is the same. Yeah. We've lost a lot of games there that we should have won, and they've had some really tough teams over the past years. But I don't think that's going to be a problem for this Michigan team. I don't think this UCLA game before the Purdue game is going to be a problem.
Okay.
I'll stop there, but I don't think Iowa will be a problem.
Yeah, look, I say this all the time. If you can win at Breslin, you can win just about anywhere in the Big Ten. Okay, just about. So good for them last night, and then I'm sure you and I were watching the Pistons. Sure didn't look like they missed their bigs. It's not like Toronto's bad either. They've won 7 of 10 going in.
33-plus wins, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, geez, they're 10 games above the break even.
Yeah.
And Detroit dust them aside like they were sweeping the kitchen floor.
But the Pistons have been good when dealing with injury, too, this year.
Excellent. Yeah, even Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, also, too, I think last night was a statement game. Last night was a statement game for the Detroit Pistons, and that statement was, look, we understand what happened the night before. We got this. You sit tight. You're 7 games. We're going to rock for you. You came off the bench. You came to support your brother. You know how we do things. The hell with the outside say. The hell what Braylon and Shep say about you shouldn't have left the bench. We got your back. Don't worry. We're going to blow this team out and show you how good we are, and also that we have your back, man. Paul Reed, legitimate. I was talking.
Wow. B-ball Paul.
I was talking to Britt's Neff, and he came in right around halftime. He said, man, Paul's having a game. I was like, oh, what do you got, about 8 points? No! He had 16 in the first. Wow. This is what he said. So
finished with 22.
100%, so I had to watch
He was
that
plus
game.
20, it's plus minus.
I know.
Yeah.
Only Cade Cunningham was a better plus minus
there you go.
than Paul Reed last night. Kudos to him. I mean, doesn't he look like a guy who's been around since 1978?
Yeah, pretty much.
He's 26.
How he plays the game.
Yeah, he's 26. So it tells you something, man. I mean, depth is real for this team. Tons of credit. It'll be testy when they play right after the break, New York, although they beat them by 38 and 31. I had somebody on earlier this morning. He was a National Basketball Association writer, and he says, I said, who's the threat to the Pistons? I think Cleveland's a threat. All right? And he said, well, New York and Boston. I said, why New York? Besides you being in New York, why New York? Why is everybody so caught up in a team that hasn't won its division since 13, hasn't won its conference since 99, and has 2 championships? I said it's the most overrated, outside of the Bears, most overrated franchise in sports history.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that they're this. I said Detroit beat them by 38 and 31. They weren't even in the game in either game. Why would you say New York's a threat? Well, they play really good defense. I said, not better than Detroit. Well, they're pretty good offensively. They haven't shown it against the Pistons so far. But anyway, so you got New York, you got Chicago.
I don't think people watch basketball like they watch other sports. And it goes back to what I was telling you yesterday, Shep. Like, now basketball season has started for me. Like, people aren't watching the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
People aren't watching January and December.
I think you're
people
right.
think the Knicks, because the media, i.e. ESP, FNN, they force the Knicks down your throat. Fox, they do the same thing. They force them. So now you're paying attention. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals the year before that. So now you have a familiarity with the Knicks being in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then you get listened to clips online. You see some idiots in media, Knicks. So you start to believe, well, there's no Tyrese Halliburton. Nobody's talking about the Pacers. Right. There's no Jason Tatum, although he and LMA are trying to make a comeback this season. So who is it? Yeah. It's the team that I keep seeing on TV, orange and blue skies, and everybody else trying to hate on the Pistons. That's all it is.
That's so true.
But it's going to be they'll get their reckoning.
I think the most impressive thing about the Pistons so far this year, they are 26-7 against the East.
Wow.
The next closest team is Boston. They have 13 losses in the conference. So almost twice
6
as many
ahead,
losses.
yeah.
That is taking care of business. That is, Bachman Turner overdrive, taking care of business. It's a really impressive stat.
I'm super excited. Like I hope it plays out. I believe in the Detroit Pistons. I believe in what they're going to do this year. But I want to see this translate to playoffs. I would be pissed if having all these stats, all this record, do what we do. You get in the playoffs and now you struggle. You limp out of a first round and get popped in the second round. That's not good enough for what we believe in this Detroit
That's
Pistons
a great
team, man.
point.
It's just not good enough.
So I have not thought of that, but
Yeah.
if you recall, and KG's got his Tigers hat on. Brendan, welcome. Glad you're back.
Be lying to Bill.
When you said that, I thought immediately, last year I said we'd be disappointed if the Tigers didn't make the World Series. I said, if the Lions don't make the Super Bowl, I'm going to be disappointed. At what point do we start thinking about the level of which we would be disappointed if the Tigers don't reach that specific level? So in other words, if you make the Eastern Conference Finals and you lose, are you okay? If you make it to round 2 in 7 games and lose to Boston, are you okay? At what stage? I mean, they're 40-13, everybody.
Yeah.
In OKC, they're going, we got to make it to the finals.
Yeah.
In Denver, now that Jokic is back, and I got some numbers for you regarding Jokic.
Mr. Trip Double.
It's in the finals. Yeah, Mr. Triple-Double.
Yeah.
Tell me, what is it for the Pistons? Or do you have to wait a little while longer?
I'll go first. They just got to get to Eastern Conference Finals for me. Look, I want them to win. I believe that they can win. I think they can do it and get to the finals. Once they get there, I don't know what can happen. But that's a comfortable sounding off board for me. At the end of the day, you got better last year. Last year, you took this tremendous jump. You got to the playoffs. You even went 7 against the Knicks. This season, you got even better. You didn't necessarily have to add these major pieces that people thought. You're still building within the team that you drafted, within a couple moves that you made. So I like all that. Get to the Eastern Conference Finals, I'm cool. Do I want them to do more? Sure.
Yeah.
But where I'm okay with, where I'm comfortable with, they get to the Eastern Conference Finals, I think that they're still on their way. I like it.
It's a tough question to answer because it depends on who they would play in the Eastern Conference Finals. For example, if they played the Knicks and they swept the Knicks during the season series,
Right.
you would probably be a little bit more disappointed. And I think a lot of this, so it's probably an unfair question, a lot of this has to do with how they finish the year, too. Yeah. If they take care of business against San Antonio, if they take care of business against OKC, they get another win against New York, they're beating teams that are vying for certain playoff positioning. My guess is your expectations elevate.
I'm not going to change my elevate. I'm not
Okay.
going to change my expectations
All
because
right.
I think disappointment and mad are two different things. Like if they get to the Eastern Conference Final, the disappointment is out the window.
Right.
There is no disappointment.
It's a free roll.
100%. There is no disappointment no matter who they play, no matter what they lose. Now, they get to the Eastern Conference Final and they lose, and I'm watching this series play out, and I believe they should win. Now, I'm mad, but I'm not disappointed because they're in this game.
All right.
Like their road from the start of the season before till now, that's a hell of a ride, and I'm here for it. So no disappointment, but I can be angry. I can be pissed.
All right, I like that. KG?
Me and Braylon in lockstep, to be honest with you, because
That's a
we
start.
got to
That's a
remember
start.
that this team hasn't even won a playoff
Me and him
series.
disagree a lot. Shit.
No, we do. Like, seriously.
100%.
You should have saw the old version
what,
of the show.
What difference does it make if they haven't won a playoff series?
Well,
why does that matter?
They're relatively inexperienced, and in terms of NBA basketball, normally the more experienced teams go farther. So I think we still need to see, okay, what are they made of in terms of getting that first series win and what they can do after that. But once they get to the Eastern Conference Finals, which I hope they do, like he said, it's a free roll at that point. I do believe they can get to the finals as presently constructed. I do doubt that they can win because you should have maybe been a little more aggressive at the trade deadline. I'm not mad at what Trajan did in terms of the Jay Ivey trade. Just wish you could have got a little bit more.
Something to make you feel a little more confident.
Thank
and
you.
What if I got you.
A secondary scorer. I know, broken record on that. But no, I'm right in lockstep with Braylon.
Yeah, I partially agree with you guys, but I think they can win it all this year. And here's where I stand on that. Last year we had no expectations. Obviously, they came out the year before with only 14 wins. Now this is the best they've ever looked. I think they're more physical than any team in the East and in the West. Personally, let's say hypothetically you're in a series against OKC in the finals. You're more physical than them. I expect you to win them because you play better defense. You got better attackers down the stretch. Basically all around. And yeah, if I feel like it's, win or bust for the most part. They can get there. I'll be happy if they get there. But when you're there, I expect you to win, especially if they keep going on the rate that they're going at right now, going up to the playoffs, I don't see why they can't win it all this year, honestly. And I feel like I said before, they're way more physical than any other team in the league.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I don't. The whole playoff series experience is, for me, a little odd. They said the same thing a year ago, and we used it as a bit of an excuse. And I said, Tim Hardaway played in a lot of playoff series. Malik Beasley played in a lot of playoff series. Tobias Harris played in a lot of playoff series. Dennis Schroeder played in a lot of playoff series.
And it showed.
And
for Dennis Schroeder, it showed. He was the second best player in the playoffs for the Pistons.
There you go.
Sure.
Your veterans were the only ones that
But it didn't show for
came to
Malik
play.
Beasley, did it? Yeah. He had a really bad series. So
Yeah.
I guess my point is, Duncan Robinson's played in 14 playoff series.
A lot, yeah.
Tobias Harris has played in a lot of playoff series. Karis LeVert's played in a lot of playoff series.
But those aren't the guys that are going to propel you into probably winning and getting into that next round. It's the young core. It's Cade. It's Asar. It's Duran. And you saw the inexperience from them last year in the playoffs. So if they can improve on that this year, I'm way more confident in what they can do going forward. Because playoff basketball is a different monster.
There's no question. But it's also not linear.
No.
Okay?
No.
So just because Cade Cunningham and I think you're right, and Jalen Duran and Asar Thompson, conveniently you mentioned those guys, and rightfully so. I also mentioned a couple of starters.
Yeah.
Okay. But just because they had, 5 games last year,
Right.
Does that mean they're going to be that much better this year?
I believe so. That experience matters, even the small things.
You just don't know what you don't know, Shep. Like when you go to a playoff series for the first time or even the second time, you don't understand how to prepare for that game. You don't know what it looks like in the first versus the fourth quarter. I was listening to Fred Warner talk during the Super Bowl, and he was talking about
Fred Warner.
I know you do. That's why you brought his name up. He brought up the experience the very first time he played in the Super Bowl. See, he didn't know what to expect. He didn't know what I had to save in the back. Yeah. So legitimately, in the beginning of what do we call it, in warm-ups, in the first quarter, he blew his wad. And what that means is all his energy. His energy is gone. He's going balls to the wall the whole 9 times. Yeah. You got to learn that, you know what, store a little bit here, store a little bit. And that's just on the energy side of things. So that's just one example.
That's a good example. That's the Super Bowl. We were talking about getting to that point. For me, if they don't if they were to play any of the teams as they are now, I think, do we all agree Detroit's better than any of these teams? And you're right, playoffs are completely different. I get all that. But James Harden had plenty of playoff experience before, and he laid an egg. So I think there are exceptions. I don't think there's a hard-written rule. I would expect them, if they continue at this rate, and this is a hard rate to stay on, but we're talking about a team that's going to win 60 games or so at this rate. I would expect them to make the NBA Finals. And I think I would be...
Name me the team that that's happened to, though. Like, so this is year 2. Mm-hmm. Legitimately, 2 seasons ago, this season was trash. They had 14 wins. Last year...
Different team, but yep. Mm-hmm.
Ish. Okay, fine.
A lot of the same pieces, though.
Last thing, said, give me the team, give me the guy that did me 2 seasons, then they got to the finals. With a team where it was, all right, this is the guy, but we still need a number 2. They still need a guy that can score. This is what I would do. With all these kind of questions around that team, name that team that's done that.
Magic Johnson, 1980. Very first year.
That shit doesn't count, Shep.
Well, okay.
Fucking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like...
Well, you asked for the team. I give you a team. That it didn't require linear. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was on the team in 79 and they didn't get there.
Because they didn't have Magic Johnson.
Right.
Shut that. Okay.
Well, well, then what do you want me to say? Because you said, give me the team. If you're telling me I got to find a team that had 14 wins 1 year and then in 2 years made it to the NBA Finals, I'm going to have to think a little bit harder. I'm just thinking of teams. I don't believe in everything being linear, I guess. I believe that teams can make a difference. I don't think just because the Lions made the NFC Championship game 1 year, the next year they automatically get to the Super Bowl, and they've obviously proven that. I don't know how it helped them in their playoff series.
Okay, well, stick to basketball then. Okay. Name me the team that legitimately in a 2-year run made the finals with 1 star.
Right.
With 1 star. Cade Cunningham is the 1 star we have on the team, and we have a bunch of players where we get excited because they play well. And what do we call them? Overachievers. Oh, my God, Paul Reed's playing so phenomenal right now. Give me the team that had 1 star and went to the finals.
Yeah, so you and I talked about this earlier in the week. My thought was Dallas, And then you gave a lot of guys who were really good players, but none of them were stars. Right. Is it that? I don't know if this team can do what that team did. I'm just referring to my expectations. If you are going to win 60 games or so, and you are the best team clearly in the Eastern Conference, I think it's fair to expect them to get to the NBA Finals.
Do you expect them to win, though?
Well, when you got to play a team like OKC or San Antonio or Denver, probably not if Jokic is healthy.
Yeah.
San Antonio might be a little different for me, but OKC and Denver, just because of what he was referring to, some of the bigger stars that are associated with that.
I think for me, maybe it's not even just about the linear. As I look at it, I just care about the playoffs, and I want to see what they can do in the playoffs moving forward, because what they do in the regular season, we live in an era in sport where people don't necessarily go as hard as they can in the regular season anymore. Basketball and football, load management is all around the major four sports. So you don't necessarily see a team being like, I got to have 60 wins. I got to have 66. I got to have first. I got to be the second. A lot of teams are just like, look, we'll just be healthy. We'll just chill. We'll lay back in the cut. We'll stay around 5,
Boston.
4, 100%. Then towards the end, we'll push a little closer. And then when the playoffs start, now we're a different team because we're going to become with different energy. Right. So I want to see what the Pistons can do as terms of meeting that energy. So I think they can get to the finals for sure.
Okay.
But I think I would be comfortable if they got to the Eastern Conference.
That's a big jump.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Okay. There's something that I didn't take into account here, and I like that. I like that conversation. A lot of teams will be, you know what? Why do I have to get into one seed? I don't have to get the one seed. Didn't help Cleveland last year.
It didn't,
So there are teams that I'm not saying that they're not trying, but
not trying. I'm sorry.
But they might be one of those teams that are like, hey, you know what? We're okay in that 2 or 3 spot. We're all right.
Yeah.
We don't mind going there. Trajan Langdon said it yesterday. He said, hey, listen, we haven't won a playoff series.
Yeah.
So if it means something to Trajan Langdon, if it means something to somebody who's played at the highest level, I got to think about that. I got to think a little bit longer. So,
but just think of the jump that is from not winning a playoff series to going to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's a big jump. So
it is a big jump.
But they're capable.
But they are capable. And they've got people who have been there, done that to get into deep playoff series. That's all I'm saying. The belief is, well, they didn't win a series last year, so let's take it one step at a time. You know, this isn't a Christmas carol where you're going 1 foot in front of the other. I want to see if they can make this type of jump from 2 years ago to last year and last year to this year. Who's to say? Why would we put shackles on them that they couldn't reach it?
Yeah, that's fair.
Quick timeout. We got a lot of football to discuss with Braylon, including some sound from Drew Petzing, the offensive coordinator for the Lions. I want his thoughts on. Yeah, I want to hear what you have to say about what he had to say. But first, we're going to hear from Ven Johnson and Arton Jakes.
Ven Johnson, he is the man. VenFights.com. That's where you go to reach him at. He is a fighter. Let him fight for you. His legal team is an amazing legal team. They have been winning at a high clip for a very long time. Whether it's a settlement, whether it's a verdict, it does not matter because they want all the smoke. Let the guy that likes to fight, let him fight for you.
Having that second watch party when it comes to Michigan and Michigan State. It's going to be on the 8th, March 8th. It's going to be in Northville, and we want you to be there because it's going to be a blast. The first one was outstanding. This one is going to be just as much fun. Wall-to-wall screens of big screen TVs with Michigan and Michigan State. Best food, really cold, cool drinks, cool people to hang out with. And then we ask you to keep things rolling. So it's almost like we're double dipping there at Arton Jakes. It's a Sunday, March 8th, round 2 watch party. And then on Tuesday, March 10th, it's the legendary Darren McCarty bringing in his slapstick comedy show to Arton Jakes in Northville at 7 o'clock. Hoops on a Sunday, D-Mac on a Tuesday. It's Arton Jakes. Be there.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, it's an ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill Sub-Zero, icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know what? I almost had a spill there, but you know why I didn't? It's because I'm at Planet Fitness,
Good job,
getting my
Maz.
routine in daily. That's where you need to be with over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations. Planet Fitness is the gym for you. It's the gym for everyone. There's no judgment here. Trainers are on staff and locker rooms are squeaky clean. Whether you're just starting your journey or whether you're continuing, Planet Fitness is the place for you to do it at.
Detroit, you know what time it is. It's almost baseball time, man. I mean, it's playoff basketball, hopefully playoff hockey time. What better way to celebrate all that than with a Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea? Real iced tea, no bubbles, real vodka, 100 calories, 4.5% alcohol. It is perfect for you to sit back and enjoy while watching your favorite team. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser and Woodward Sports. Please drink responsibly.
Oh, man, Ohio State, man. It looks like they got their hands full this offseason.
They've got a problem.
Not talking about the football team, though.
They've got a problem.
They do. I'll let you guys find that out for yourselves, though. No politics on the show today.
You're right. That is something else, man. That is crazy.
Yeah,
absolutely
man.
crazy.
It's tough.
But actually, that has been brought up before
Yeah.
because of the name of the football building.
Oh, 100, yeah.
The person associated with
Yeah.
it. So, again, it's not political. It's,
No, it's not.
It's factual. It's very factual. All right, so we talked a little bit about basketball. I told you that I was going to have something for you regarding Nikola Jokic. You ready for this one?
Let's do it.
In NBA history, only one player has reached the following marks before the All-Star break.
Okay.
1,000 points, 475 rebounds, 400 assists, 250 free throws made, 75 triples made, and 30 blocks. And it's Nikola Jokic.
See, before you said the free throws made, I was going to say Russell Westbrook. But then you threw the free throws, and I said, damn.
Well, the 30 blocks, you think he's got the 30
Yeah.
blocks? Okay. All right.
Russell's
Here's perhaps a slight difference. There's two things. First of all, he's missed 16
Can't shoot
games.
Yeah, ooh.
So here's the other one. It goes a little bit further in your schedule before the All-Star break. Before, it used to be closer to the middle of the season.
Yep.
Now, how many games have you played in basketball? The Pistons are 53 games deep.
Yeah.
So maybe there's slightly, but remember, that's why I said he's missed 16 games. Those numbers are nuts.
Let's stay with this conversation. They were talking earlier about potentially changing the rule on the 65 games, that being the mark. We know how it is.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
I was going to ask, okay. I like where it's at now. I like the 65 game because it gives players something to stay in. Like, look, 65 games and cut off the MVP, cut off the other awards, the postseason awards, things of that nature. Like, you need to play in the game if you can. 17 games missed is more than enough for me to be able to do what you can do. So I like the 65.
Okay.
But, yeah, they're trying to drop that now. Where are you with it?
Well, I didn't realize this, but the reason it's at 65 is because it was agreed to by the Players Association.
Yeah.
So I look at it rather than the number of games, I look at the percentage of games. So 65 games of 82 is 79%.
Yeah.
If you went to 62, it would be 75%. Now, I want my athletes to be every single game. You played 16 games, okay, in your every single season in your NFL career, for the most part, right? That's what I want from you. You're not getting that in today's NBA. You did before. Michael Jordan, of the 12 or 13 seasons, he played 82 games 9 times. Okay, so that's why don't give me this crap about some of these other guys. But the players would know better than I would. So if the players feel like 65 is the right number, who am I to say? I just think you're missing out on some guys who have had legitimate injuries like a Jokic and like a Wembanyama this year.
So if you drop to 65, let me ask you this question. If a guy is, because this is the other part of the argument, if you know a guy is the best player in the league, or you perceive a guy to, you know this guy is the best player in the league, or this guy is in the top 3, then why can't you play 42 games and still win MVP?
Yeah.
Like if you have 42 elite games at an MVP caliber level and your team is blah, 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 like why can't, that was the conversation earlier today. And I'm just like, you can't play half the season and win MVP, but that's what they're trying to get by dropping to 65.
Do you do they have a floor for that?
I don't know
a
if
certain number.
Like 65 is the number.
No, I know 65 is the number, but when the players are talking about dropping that, are you saying dropping it altogether or dropping it to a different number?
Dropping it to a different number
and
was
what would that number
on the
be?
table, but then they were talking even further about what if you just drop the numbers altogether.
Yeah. Well, I can't imagine, to your point, I can't imagine a player playing half a season and being named the most valuable player. I think that would do a little injustice to the guys who actually played more and were just as instrumental to their team's success.
So you believe that the people that vote on this, basically, they will take into consideration, like, look, now we're not going to do that. So if that's the case,
I would.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if that's the case, then you don't even need to have a games on it. 65.
That's true.
You can just drop the title because
that's a good point.
And just you know what you're going to do, or you know what you perceive to be enough games to play, or what you want to give somebody respect in doing. So that's what.
Okay, I buy that. So I would have no problem with it. Like I said, if the players, sometimes we don't know everything. Sometimes it's okay to say, you know what, you're better at that stuff. And in this situation, I think the players have a pretty good handle on it. I don't think there's many guys who are going to play 35 games, 42 games. Now, of course, there always runs a certain number, okay? Is 50 any worse than 48 or 45 or whatever? That's up to the individual. A lot depends on who's voting anyway. There's a lot of these things. I don't necessarily like the people who are voting for him in the first place. So that's part of my issue. Yeah. Right. Shocker. Well, I just think, I always use the Baseball Hall of Fame as my turning point, and it drives me nuts that there's somebody out there who thinks they're so smart that Ken Griffey Jr. is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's all. So when I have people like that voting for those things, it's strange to me. When somebody is voting, with all due respect, Justin Herbert for the MVP of the National Football League, I think it's a little strange.
I wish Ken Griffey, he was my favorite player growing up until he kind of started getting hurt, and then Barry Bonds, like, meteoric rise took off. But like with Ken Griffey Jr., I just wish he never would have got hurt, because in the era of anabolic steroids or Balco and all the other BS that people were doing, he was one of the guys, not the only guy.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys that was doing it just straight pure.
Sure.
Like, what would those numbers be if he didn't get injured in Cincinnati? Jeez Louise.
Yeah, so like Willie Mays is oftentimes viewed as
the greatest player
the perfect ball player, right? Like, I think Ted Williams is a better hitter, Willie Mays is a better defensive player. I think Roberto Clemente is unbelievable in right field, right? And his life was cut way too short, as we all know. Ken Griffey Jr. of our era is pretty close to Willie Mays. He did everything well. Now, wasn't a great guy, but while he played, who cares? I can separate that. If you can't separate that, you shouldn't have a vote. It's voted on based on his baseball ability. And so that's part of the reason I always stand and say, stop. Yeah. Who's voting in the first place? And that's part of the debate I have with myself sometimes when it comes to this stuff. So anyway, Tigers, they had pitchers and catchers report yesterday, and Justin Verlander was there. So, hey, how about that? Welcome back, Justin Verlander.
Look at that one.
That's a really good picture of Justin Verlander.
I know, right?
I mean, it's outstanding.
That's like from 2012.
He looks like he's going to throw it right into the dugout. Somebody's in trouble. But anyway, he happened to.
He's not throwing it at us.
I know,
Right.
He's but look at the glove, everything. That's an excellent job with Justin Verlander, and you. He came out and said why he chose Detroit. Do we have that?
Yeah, I can throw it up.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. It was well thought out, and it's something that he wanted not just this year, but he wanted it last year. So you can read it right there. I don't have to. I can summarize it. Definitely in the back of his mind. Grew up in front of the fans. when last year was over, he contacted Scott Harris and Chris Ilitch and A.J. Hinch and let his intentions be known and, how he wanted to go out. And obviously a lot of talent in Detroit. They've done a really good job of bringing guys in. He's happy to wear the old English D again and happy to be here. So that's really cool, and that just endears him even more, I think, to players or to fans, I should say, but also probably to players. But it's interesting that he actually wanted to come back last year, and it wasn't a fit, according to Scott Harris. Why do you think it's a fit this year? What's the difference?
Reese Olsen.
Well said.
Well, then again, last year we were going to the bullpen quite a bit. We had a lot of bullpen games just out of the blue. I feel like we could have used them last year, so I don't really know why it wasn't a fit last year, to be honest.
It makes no sense.
This would be my bigger question. How was Alex Cobb a fit?
I beat you to it.
Sorry.
Thank you, Shep. You're preaching the gospel right
and
now.
Justin Verlander not. Unless it was money.
Yeah, and that's what it could have been.
That could be it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they thought they would have gotten the same thing with Alex Cobb, and then he got injured.
Well,
he didn't touch a blade of grass for this team.
The difference is
he was on his way out too.
But the difference is Alex Cobb only pitched in 3 games the year before.
Yeah. Right, yeah. I knew he was like on the verge of retiring when we signed him last year, and I was like...
Yeah, so, I mean, look, Braylon could speak to this better than I could. When you have your mindset that you're going to retire, hi, Monty Williams, or at least take some time off, how hard is that to reverse it when somebody comes to you and says, I still want you?
In terms of like for Verlander this season,
any player, but I was thinking more Alex Cobb. I thought it was.
I mean, if somebody is giving you, what is it, make them offer you can't refuse. If somebody is legitimately putting some money, a lot of Godfathers.
Yeah, I like
Godfather.
it.
It's also
I like
part
it a
too.
lot. Yeah,
but Godfather too, if you will. When people are putting money in your face, and it's like, at first, I'm done, I'm retired, I don't want to play anymore, I'm good, this is where I'm at, I think me and my family, I'm cool, and here's another number, another number. You start to look like, well, I mean, I could put a little bit more in the bank, this could afford us some more trips down the line, this could, they're a good team, they're probably, I like what they're doing. You start to think about it. You start to think more and more and more. You say, hey, you know what the heck, I'm still in it.
Somebody wants me. Hey, that's great, yeah. So last year, we know they spent the $15 million. They literally crumbled up $15 million and threw it out on Woodward.
Pretty much.
Right? Justin Verlander made $15 million last year.
Sure did.
So, so that's why I asked the question. What was it last year that made him not so much a fit as it would this year?
They're just wrong.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, sometimes you get situations wrong.
Okay.
And I think it was a situation they chose Cobb. They didn't want to deal with JV. They had an ascending meteoric player in Tarek Skubal going for a second Cy Young. They didn't want to necessarily come up here and maybe what that could look like, pay him, didn't know what he had left in the tank, didn't know what this would be for him. And so, hey, look, we're good. We'll pass on you right now. We don't want to hear about what JV was. We don't want to hear about what the Detroit Tigers were in 2013, 2012. We don't want to hear about this is the new Tigers. And respectfully, we wish you well in San Francisco. Fast forward to another year, Tigers are who they are. The Tigers have their identity. They have their squad. They have almost have their core. So now it's a different situation where you're looking at the end of last season. You know what? I liked him in those last 3 games. It would be cool to bring him back. He actually still is good. He could be a 4 or 5. Now the conversation kind of changes because he's coming to be a part of this team. And maybe last year you're insecure that he's coming over to try to think it's his team. Maybe a little bit.
Okay. It's interesting because he left Detroit in his age 33 season, making $28 million. He comes back in his age 43 season, making roughly half that. Yeah. So Justin Verlander back, it was a nice sentiment. Have you seen their alternate uniforms? This was kind of leaked on social media, but somewhat confirmed by the organization. Have you seen them?
I waited to the show. I wanted to respond and,
Well, I know Shep doesn't like the color black. So.
Well, that's not true at all. I don't like the color. Whoa! I don't like the color orange.
Incendiary.
I don't like the color orange. That makes me think of the Baltimore Orioles.
And fair enough, because once you see this orange, and I have all 3 mock-ups, so we'll start with this one.
Ooh,
I think that's fire.
I ain't gonna lie.
Come on, bro, that's clean.
That to me would be perfect on my outside grill. Just burning it.
Man, what? A Verlander jersey in that color? Stop it.
What different?
What pants? The gray ones?
What do I care if it's a Verlander jersey or a Scuba jersey?
Well, true. I'm just saying,
ugly.
but a Verlander jersey would be nice in that color.
And I always throw myself under the bus here. Okay, I do. I know that it's old school thinking. I know that I'm stuck in my ways. I'm fully aware of my faults. I am. That to me is not the Detroit Tigers. That to me is either the San Francisco Giants or the Baltimore Orioles. I don't want to look like everybody else or anybody else. So that's part of the reason I don't like it. Okay?
Fair
so
enough.
now, granted, it's blue, where the Giants would be orange and black, and the Orioles would be orange and black.
Shep, that's going to look okay. You're going to see it on the field, and you're going to be like,
I'm telling you.
But this is going to be one of those uniforms like the nostalgic pieces where in 2026, in about 2042, you're going to be like, hey, man, you remember them Tigers uniforms from 26? They were fire.
I was told that about the Pistons back in the day, and I was told that about the Tigers last year with those Motor City, softball uniforms.
They grew on me. I ain't gonna lie, they grew
on me too.
Yeah. Fungus grows on trees too. Okay,
Oh,
so
They still look like gas station jerseys to me.
So
we
have an away version of this jersey that I'll throw up right here
See, I like that one better.
with the Detroit across.
Is that light orange?
It's the same orange, I believe. This picture is a little bit lighter.
Okay.
So yeah.
can I just say this? I love the Detroit Cross, and I love the button-up because I hate the pullovers. I hate pullover jerseys.
Oh, that last one.
And I like that's an ode to Willie Horton and Kirk Gibson.
Yep.
Shout out.
Those are nice.
I actually like that better than the other one. I don't necessarily like it, but I like it better.
Okay. I think it looks better with the English D. That's just me.
Okay.
If you're gonna wear this, then you have to have the hat. The hat has to look like the Pirates hat did back in the day. Like Raleigh, was it not Raleigh Fingers? But he wore those hats too.
Yeah.
Like the square cap.
The square. Oh yeah.
With the stripes around it?
Oh, like Willie Stargell and
Willie
Ken Catalvi.
There you go.
Yeah. So
you got to have that type of hat for this jersey. Though.
yeah. Manny Sanguian.
There you go. Willie Stargell is exactly what I was thinking about.
Phil Garner was on that team too. Yeah.
And now the controversial one that Shep doesn't like, the black.
Yeah. No thanks.
Come on. Yeah. Just, are you silly?
Yeah, I'm serious.
I'm biased, though. I'm a sucker for black jerseys in this town, and that one right there is just like, come on.
Yeah. So a couple things. First of all, it's a pullover, so I can't stand that.
No, it's a button-up.
It's
It's a
buttons.
button-up.
Oh, is it button?
It's buttons.
Yeah, it's a button-up.
I don't like the script Detroit. I've never liked the script Detroit. And again, so in the Tigers' colors, where is their black?
They don't have it.
Exactly.
But it's an alternate, so that's why I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. Yeah. I would prefer not to see it at all. So I would rather have.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with your Old English D white jerseys and uniforms at home, and the gray. If you wanted to go, I suppose that would be fine if it were just Detroit instead of the script Detroit. But I don't like that or the orange. But I like that probably better than the orange. I know that surprises you because it's black.
Yeah, I know.
And
right?
I don't like black, according to you.
Mr. Blackhand don't like black, but
Yeah, that's crazy.
What do you think?
I like the black one.
Okay.
I like it.
Bray, I can see you rocking this one. I can see you coming to the studio.
Hey,
with this joint.
I literally was looking at it like, oh, you know what?
Yep.
I'm about to hit John up right now. No, but I like it. I think it's different. I think it's cool. I think it still has the elements of the past, so you know whose jersey it is. I understand what Shep is saying as it relates to the Giants and the Orioles, but that Detroit, man, yeah, you know what it is.
What do you think, B? B-Leg?
Yeah, those orange ones with the black Detroit across, that was my favorite. I don't like the black ones personally because, like how you said, Shep, it's not in their colorway. I'm personally the all white and navy. Those are my favorite, hands down. Their home jerseys are the best jerseys in the league, in my opinion.
I think it's the best jersey in sports.
Yes, I can 100% agree with that.
Tigers white?
Yeah.
Yep. Those jerseys on the screen right there.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, but the orange ones with the black Detroit across,
Yeah.
those ones are by far my favorite. I would like the black ones if they were navy.
Yeah, I could
Navy,
buy that.
that
Almost
would be
like their
crazy.
spring training
Right.
jerseys.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Navy would be crazy. On
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. I don't know why we have to reinvent every color. I love the Old English D, except for the Nike logo, but I love the Old English D. And personally, I don't know if you guys recall this, but when Mickey Lolich and Willie Horton and Al Kaline, those guys won the World Series in '68, I actually liked those gray jerseys that just had Detroit across the front.
Yeah.
I thought those looked pretty badass.
Yeah.
So those are certain things that if you're going to bring something back, I'd love to see that. But look, I've got to understand. I mean, this is about marketing. It's about sales. You've got to have the alternate jerseys. I can have the alternate jerseys for fans. I don't want to see my players in them. So there's the difference for me. You want to sell them in your pro
It's
shop? Go right ahead.
162 games, Shep.
You're right.
Like,
You got to switch it up.
162. You can't get 10.
Yeah. No, not for me. Not for me.
Baseball's been around 170 plus years, man. Like at the end of the day, we're gonna keep going. You have to evolve. You have to do things in the minor. So this is just part of that. That's all.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's evolving. It's marketing. It's a way to make more money for teams, and they're going to do it. So I can't necessarily blame them. I just don't like it. That's just me. All right.
10 games out of 162.
Is that what they're going to do? Wear 10 games?
They don't wear more than that.
Probably, yeah.
Wear it every Friday night home game. That's how they did with the City Connects. I feel like they barely wore them last year.
That's more than 10, though.
I only saw it, to his point, I only saw about 10 times or so, if less.
A lot during the summer. So.
Yeah. Those personally, I think those were absolutely the worst. These are at least better than those.
Yeah.
That Motor City crap and the different colors of blue
They was doing
and stuff.
a lot with it.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was ridiculous.
But once you see Scuba throw like 11 strikeouts, then they grow on you.
It doesn't matter.
They kind of grow on you after
Amen to
that.
that. Hey, before we hit a break and dive into some football on the other side, and we've got Dr. Jeffrey Pierce, too.
Yeah, he's coming in studio.
Yeah, he's coming in studio, and he's got some good stuff to talk about, and we'll get to that coming up about 3:40 or so. There was I saw a video the other day of a band playing at a college stadium, and the way it started and how it had the student body going crazy. And I thought to myself, what's the best start to any song in your favorite music tracks?
Yeah, so that's an impossibility.
Yeah, it is. It's hard. It's a hard question.
It's very hard.
I just wrote something down as I was writing notes for something else. Till I Collapse, I think is a hellified intro.
Yep.
With Eminem. I think Runaway by Kanye is an amazing intro. As soon as you hear it, you know what time it is. You know you got 9 minutes of greatness coming behind it. I think
That's a long song.
Something wrong.
That's the extended version. Regular version like 4:53. Stevie Wonder's Superstition is a hellified start to a song. Great song. Love and Happiness by Al Green. Like I've never not heard that song and just instantly closed my eyes and waited for the beat to drop.
Thank you.
You played that in studio.
Yeah.
Actually,
Man,
so
that-
much so
that
that
is a
I put it
certified
on my Spotify
Rough-
after he was playing. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's really good. Why don't I have that on there?
Rough Riders Anthem.
Yep.
DMX. Rough Riders came out circa day 1999.
You just wrote all this down just on a whim? Holy cow. Okay.
Float On by the Floaters. I'm a sucker for Float On. Anyway, and then
How it starts, though, is what you're saying, right?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, 100% Aquarius. My name is Lance, so it's one of those. And then is that all? And then I put 12 Play on there too.
That's quite a few.
Yeah.
KG, what
I
about
only
you?
got a handful since
All
we
right.
did this on the fly, but old school Temptations, Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
Hey.
Oh, that's
that
a
intro
really good one.
on there is crazy.
I like that.
Dreams and Nightmares for our rap fans out
there we
there.
go.
And Victory, man. The way Victory starts, man. Come on, bro.
Don't mention his name. Though.
Yeah, of course. That's why I just
Don't
said
mention his
Victory.
name.
You know what I'm talking
I know
about.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
You're right.
But those are my three.
What?
Those are your three.
What?
Okay. All right.
Yo,
One,
the sun
two.
don't shine forever.
All right, Brendan, fire.
I got two. I
Okay.
have Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix and Billie Jean by Michael Jackson.
Oh,
'Cause
man.
You
Shout
turn
out
on,
to
you
you.
turn on the
Don't-
first 2 seconds of Billie Jean, you already know what it is.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Really good ones.
No mic over here.
I like
Good
that.
job.
I like that very much. Way
What
to
you
go,
got,
guys.
Shep?
I've got Stranglehold by Ted Nugent.
Nice.
I've got Kickstart My Heart by Motley
Motley
Crue.
Crue.
Yep.
Almost shows
I've
out.
got Hell's Bells by AC/DC.
Classic.
And the one that I would probably vote number one for me is Metallica Enter Sandman.
Somebody in the chat said that
Yep.
too. Chuck Brewer, shout
That's
out.
a problem.
Yeah, that's a good one. Now, there is a Deep Purple song where Roger Glover is banging the living hell out of the bass. Smoke on the Water. You immediately know what it is. It's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah.
Don't think I'd put it in with these other ones. I would say 2 Minutes to Midnight by Iron Maiden is pretty damn good too.
Yeah.
That gets you going pretty damn hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about, anytime I think about these songs, what's going to make me, and I'm not very good at this, but run harder.
Yeah.
What's going to get me that one extra push in the gym those are the songs that come to mind.
Oh, in that case, man, you got to throw on what's name? You got to throw on Europe, man.
The final count.
Final count.
Yeah, I was just,
Yo.
How did we miss that one?
I had a tiger, man. Let's
Somebody
go.
said that in the chat too just now.
Somebody just put that in the chat?
Yep.
It's
Okay.
man,
We
what
were-
that Piston intro still to this day.
And it matters.
Yeah.
And it matters to us as Detroiters. Like, you hear that. The funny thing is, the song's Europe has nothing to do with Detroit or the Pistons.
That's so true.
I've heard that song and been out of town and legitimately been like, whoa. Y'all don't know what
too
this
familiar.
is.
Yeah.
We were doing the guitars yesterday's show. We were doing like kind of guitar riffs, the whole night.
Yeah.
I was listening to Maggot Brain yesterday.
Yeah?
You familiar?
Not
It's-
much.
It's
No.
Maggot Brain.
Yeah.
Check it out. 10
Okay.
minutes. It's guitar mastery, and it's P-Funk, Funkadelic.
Oh, okay. I will do that. I will do
100%.
just that. Some people in the chat real quick, and then we'll get to some football discussion. Again, Dr. Pierce coming up at the bottom of the hour. Love the Detroit lettering in some of them. I like the black jerseys. Okay, that's a good one. Halloween-looking colors. No, that's from
That's
El Gato.
facts.
Yeah. I would rather see the black than with the bold white and orange trim. Not a bad idea. Isn't that navy blue? I don't think so.
No, it's black.
It's black.
Yeah.
Says KG.
There's navy blue lettering on the orange ones though.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
Shep, you know it's all about the money. Yes, thank you. You're right. Shep, get off my lawn. I know. Look, I throw myself under the bus. You're right about that. Shep, what's your view on the pitch timer before it was in? I hate it. I hate the pitch timer.
What?
Yeah,
I do
hate
too.
the pitch timer. Yeah. Now, can I just explain why though?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
just real quick.
You just in favor of a 5-hour game?
They no.
I'm just messing.
Here's what they do. I believe in pace, not time, and I think you need to quicken the pace. Had they, and I asked this of Major League Baseball 5 years ago. We were all in California. Major League Baseball came up, talked to our entire regional sports network group, and they were going over why they were doing this this pitch clock. And I got up and I said, "Why don't you just follow the rule?" And they said, "What do you mean follow the rule?" And I said, "Why don't you just follow the rule that's written?" 501, I don't know, I forget what it is now, but 501D, 501C, something like that, in the Major League Baseball rule book that I used to read before every season, 12 seconds was the time you had to throw a baseball. If you're the pitcher and there's nobody on base, you had 12 seconds. They made it 15. And they sold it like everybody is, oh, see, now they're going to keep. If you just implement the rule in the first place, we wouldn't even be having this discussion.
Fair.
So that's the difference for me. I don't like the pitch clock. I hate the fact you can only throw over twice. I think that's a complete advantage for the base runner. I want to see stolen bags. You want to make them bigger? Okay, I get that to a certain extent. You want to play. You want batters to stay in the box, and you got a certain time. I'm okay with that too. The thing that I always loved about baseball is the only sport that didn't have a clock, and now it does. Now, it's not a huge deal, and it's quick in the pace. I would just remind people, in 1984, when the Tigers won the World Series, their average time of game was like 2 hours and 34 minutes, okay? They used to play games at 8 o'clock, and they'd be done at 10:15. So we've kind of lost sight of that kind of stuff, and we've just kind of almost adopted that this is way too long. It has been too long.
Yeah,
There's
and I
no
would
doubt.
say that wasn't the norm. Like, yeah, the Tigers were playing to that pace. I don't think that was the norm.
Yes,
though.
it was. In Major League Baseball,
For
it was.
across the board?
In Major League Baseball.
Okay, fair enough.
Let me ask you this question: Did they make it 15, and did they add the pitch clock so you actually have something to look at, something to see hit zero, so it wouldn't be on the opinion or of the ump? Because if I'm an ump and you tell me, hey, insert these rules or implement these rules, make sure you abide by these rules. Now maybe I'm only penalizing pitchers that I don't like. Maybe the pitchers that I like, you know what? Oh, man, go ahead and take 30. Go ahead and take 27.
I think you're right about that.
If I don't like you, shoot, you get to 14. Hey,
You're right. You got to go.
So I think that they took that element out, maybe.
Yep. Braylon, I think that's an excellent point. You're probably right about that. Let me just be honest here. 2 hours and 39 minutes, my fault, in 1984. And that's across the board in Major League Baseball.
All right.
So it was 239 and 235, I'm sorry, in 84, 239 and 85.
Yeah.
Okay. When it really jumped, and I don't know what you would consider jumping, but in 2000, it became 2 hours and 57 minutes.
Oh, so 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is long enough? With all due respect to my partner's sport that he was so good at, How long does it take to play a football game?
4 hours.
You okay with that?
Especially a college football game.
You're okay with that?
Yeah, because
But
it's
there's
a faster paced game. Baseball is very slow and methodical, or can be.
They have timed football.
Oh.
If you just here comes the hockey team.
I'm
They've
excited.
timed football,
Yeah.
and you get probably like 11 minutes and 50 seconds of action.
Right. No, I get you.
That's what you get. It's physical is what we love most about it, right?
Yeah.
Hockey takes a while. How long does it take to watch a basketball game in the final 5 minutes of a game with all the timeouts?
Well, yeah, I was about to say Final 5 is different, but normally basketball 2 hours.
Correct, but then you get the final 5 minutes.
It could
throw
be
that
longer.
in there.
Yep.
Endless timeouts.
Yeah.
It takes our time up. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
So
Like on one particular football play, you can get a drawback, you can get a hellified play by the quarterback, you can get something tremendous that happens with the wide receiver, you can have an amazing catch, or you can hand the ball off, you can have amazing hit, you can have amazing shake on the sideline, break somebody's ankles, spin move. There's so much that can happen in that 30 seconds.
yes.
Like, and that's just one play. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what the deal is behind football. I thought Latvia was a made-up country.
Yeah.
Like, I saw USA was playing Latvia today. I was like, oh, I thought that was just the Avengers. They're real?
Yeah. No, the Czech
joking,
Republic
ish.
is now Czechia or
Chechia.
Czechia, yeah. So
yeah.
that's kind of throwing me off too.
I
But
love geography, so you know what I'm saying. This is partially jokes, but partially.
hey,
Latvia.
I'm not going to claim to know, be worldly. I just know it's in the Baltic region.
Yeah,
right.
All right.
Same, yeah.
Okay.
there's more than I know.
Okay.
Real quick
I
before
know
we go
Tony
to break.
Stark dropped it.
Right.
A lot of people. Pissed a lot of people off.
Right, for real.
Northern
Is
Europe.
that Malcolm? Oh,
before
Malcolm Jenkins?
Before we go to break, I wanted to highlight this comment by Our Life 17 in the chat. We forgot a song, Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight.
That's really good.
That's
but
a hell of an intro.
But you
that-
like the intro? I like
the
where
middle part.
I like the middle part, like where Mike
like the
Tyson
build
throws
up.
the
I like-
punch.
Yeah.
Wait, this is my favorite part. Boom, 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 and then
No, and that's the best part, of course.
Yeah.
but the intro was good too.
you like the intro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Cool.
Every time I hear Air Tonight, I think I'm about to play a Monday Night Football game. Because every team plays Air of the Night at this stadium on night games. Like, it's like clockwork. I played for 4 different teams. Trust me, I heard the song on 4 different mixes.
I was going down a rabbit hole recently on social media, and I caught these 2 black guys talking about the one songs that brothers like that are white songs.
Oh, like White Songs.
and that was one of them. I was laughing my ass off.
Oh, that's a
because the
classic,
guy goes, I got one for you. Phil Collins, I can feel it. And they start singing, and then all of a sudden they both do the air drums.
I think I played that before that playoff game in 2023 when I was on the way to the studio. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm feeling it in the short and curlies.
Is there not certain songs that make you automatically do air drums or air guitar or something?
Yeah.
Right?
All of those
That's
joints.
probably one of them.
Man, yesterday, you hit the nail on the head with these guitars, if you will. They made me think about a lot of those songs.
Yeah, that was a
in.
really fun discussion.
I did Welcome to the Jungle. I scored against the Bengals, and you know that's their thing. Welcome to the jungle. They got a whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
I scored a touchdown and hit the air guitar on Leon Hall.
Oh, nice.
They were hot.
That's awesome.
They were hot.
Nice.
I would love to see a highlight of that. All right, speaking of football, we'll be back and we'll talk a lot about football. Drew Petzing, the offensive coordinator, coming out, saying some things. Want Braylon's thoughts on that and a whole lot more. Plus you in the chat, of course. Dr. Pierce at the roughly bottom of the hour here on the Braylon Edwards Show on Woodward Sports.
And let's go to
The massage chair.
Massage
Sorry,
chair.
my fault.
I was waiting to pause through me off.
That was my mom that said air tonight, though.
She did.
In the chat.
That's great. Who's got the massage chair?
Oh, is that Massage Chair House in
Yeah, that's you,
Bluefield
buddy.
Hills? I
All
didn't
right.
know that was me. I'm not.
Sorry,
Massage
you've
Chair.
worked 5 shows today.
Yeah, right. Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest with top brands like the Osaki Platinum that we got right here in the studio. And shout out to Dr. Eric Duncan, the wellness doc and creator of the #1 massage chair review channel, man. So big shout out to him. He knows what he's talking about. So you want to scan that QR code right there on the screen, or make your way down to Massage Chair House, your ultimate ticket for recovery and relaxation. A little
Warmer.
bit.
It's supposed to be a lot warmer next week, but maybe in the 40s. I'm not saying that's where you start to shift gears and think about air conditioning with Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning, but you're always thinking about Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning because they can help you. They know that whether it's your furnace or your air conditioning, whatever unit you're working on or you need help with, they will provide that reliable service for you, treating you the way you should be. Folks, you know this. Customer service isn't great these days. At Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning, it sure as hell is. It is one of their top priorities. They are fast. They are dependable. They are experts at what they do. They've got a convenient website called SharonsHeating.com, and you can call them today, 734-238-3805, and tell them the Braylon Edwards Show sent you.
When you have everything you need to get stronger, just around the corner, you can give everything you've got.
Just 30 more seconds.
With over 2,800 locations, there's always a Planet Fitness near you. Join the club today and get your first month free. Just $1 down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, February 13th.
See what you got.
Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
To any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you will. We got everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hey, the rivalry's tipping off, right? Michigan and Michigan State. It won't be long, March 8th. And listen, you want a beer that is right for the moment. That's Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. Woodward Sports is going to be back at Art and Jake's for round 2 of the Michigan State Hoops Watch Party. We were there for the first meeting. We'll be there for the second meeting. And Cherry Wheat is riding shotgun for the whole thing. You're going to get $5 shorts of Sam Adams Cherry Wheat at any Art and Jake's locations across the state of Michigan on Mondays, on Thursdays, that's tonight, folks, and Saturdays. Light, refreshing. It's brewed with real Michigan cherries, smooth enough to sip all game, win or lose. Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. Please drink responsibly.
Please drink responsibly.
The first player out for Team USA in their first hockey game today in the Olympics was Connor Hellebuck. He's a Michigander. The guy
went to my high school.
What's that?
He also went to my high school.
Nice.
Shout out.
Oh, okay.
Which high school?
Walled Lake Northern.
Nice. Way to go. Did you now he's older than you, obviously,
yeah,
but
he graduated
did people talk about him at all?
Yeah, he's
like
got his picture up on the wall, on like the wall of fame.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of knew that he was in the league. He was a local guy to where we live, so Lake House and stuff like that. People kind of talked about him, knew about him. So
that's awesome.
I don't think he gets enough recognition though.
That's because of his playoff struggles.
Could be.
His regular season are fantastic. Yeah. His playoff struggles are bad. The guy right behind him walking out on the ice.
It like it is. I love it. He will no punches.
All right. The guy walking out right behind him today, Dylan Larkin.
Yeah.
Another Michigander. So there are
baby.
six players wearing red, white, and blue today.
Beautiful.
From the state of Michigan.
God bless America.
Yeah. And what a jersey. That's a kick-ass
yeah,
jersey.
it's a fire jersey.
You like that jersey?
I do.
Okay. It's not orange, but you like it.
It's not black either. So
Look at this. Look at this. Get unity around the red, white, and blue, man.
See what happens with you.
See, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you're there
Has
too.
been a lot of lately, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So let's talk a little football. Can we? I mean, Drew Petzing has come out the last 2 days. One was to the fan base, giving them some answers to some questions. And then earlier today, KG, this was on DetroitPride.com.
Yeah, Pride of Detroit.
Pride of Detroit.
Yep, they had him live for an interview. I got the first question they asked, which is the most important. What does a Drew Petzing offense look like?
Fire.
Really excited to get to know you. And let's just kind of start at the very basic. Like, what can you tell us your kind of overall offensive philosophies? Are there specific tenets? What does a Drew Petzing offense look like?
Yeah, I think the key to any offense is it's got to be built around the players you have, and you got to highlight their ability and what they do best. So that's going to be different game to game based on who's available. Every roster I've been on, it's going to be a little different. I've been very fortunate throughout my career to be around some great coaches who come from different backgrounds and different systems and have different beliefs. And I think I've taken a little bit, kind of from everybody in terms of how I want to build things and the language that I go off of and what I believe in. And then I think at the end of the day, the game comes down to the fundamentals, right? You got to be able to block, catch, throw, tackle, run. I think that's got to be at the forefront of everything you do from an offensive perspective. So I wouldn't say it's going to be this, it's going to be that. It's going to be what we feel like we're best at and makes us hard to defend. And I think that has to evolve each and every week you're in this league.
What do you think? What sticks out to you in that quick soundbite? Not that we're revealing everything on who he is, but I wanted your impression on that.
It wasn't anything unique. It wasn't anything unique. It was, hey, you gotta block, you gotta tackle, you gotta run, you gotta hit, you gotta catch. Like, duh. I learned that in Little League when I was 11, 12 years old. Before that, so not to diss the interview. There was just nothing special about the interview. There was nothing to the identity of who he is that I took out of that. I don't know. It seemed like a very basic response to
very
question.
mundane, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I respect the question. I think it's the question people want to know.
It's a really good question.
For me, and it's easy for me to say this because I'm not the one sitting there interviewing him and going over any questions that might have been prejudged. But the thing I want more than anything else is an idea from him on how are you going to use Jahmyr Gibbs differently?
Thank
you. Yeah.
How are you going to use Isaac Tesla differently? You come from a system where you had a lot of 13 personnel. How is that going to benefit a guy like Sam Laporta? But maybe most importantly is Jared Goff is not the quarterback you had in Arizona. Yeah, right? You had Jacoby Brissett and Kyler Murray.
Yep.
You're not going to be able to move him much. How do you help him become better when you know he's more of a stand-on-the-spot type of Q? And I didn't quite get that. I don't expect to know everything about the guy, so I'm trying to be as fair as possible. But those are the things that I want to know from coaches who are new to a town.
This is one of those things where ever since his name was announced as new offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, ever since that name was announced, we were like, huh? What? Who? Then from there it was, well, what is he good at? What has he done? And then you get the numbers, and then you get the stories, and nothing about anything conversational about Drew Petzing from the time he hired to this interview has moved the needle. It's not done anything to like, all right, cool, I like this, or that's an element I can take, or okay, yeah, there it is. There's been nothing like that. So every time I hear something, I'm trying to find that sound bite. I'm trying to find that answer to the question. I'm trying to find that description of what his offense is going to be. Like, to your point, you legitimately are inheriting a dynamic skill group, including the quarterback. If we take away the offensive line, which we'll talk about the right tackle in a little bit, take away that offensive line, that skills group, it's elite. If not the elite, it's in the most elite in the NFL. It's one of the elites. It's
Agreed.
one of the ones when you look at it, you're like, ooh, I would love to be the offensive coordinator for this team. I would love to quarterback this team. So knowing that, what are your plans? Like you said, what are your plans? What are you looking to? You got Jahmyr. How are you going to take this Ferrari out of this driveway? You got J-Mo. This is what I want to know. And right now, we still haven't heard conversation that makes us excited about the hire.
I agree 100%. And I'm not saying that he has to excite you and I. I think from a fan standpoint, and maybe even to a certain extent, maybe the player standpoint.
Tell me how you're going to use these players that you were brought in to coach. That makes me excited.
Yeah, I don't think that's an unfair question, and here's why. When he comes in and interviews with Dan Campbell, what kind of questions is Dan Campbell asking him?
It's a good question.
Layups.
I would hope he's asking the same questions you and I are. If you want this job, get on that whiteboard and tell me how you're going to incorporate Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, if we keep him, a little bit more frequently. How are you going to help our running game that was weak because of primarily our offensive line? If we don't do massive upgrades on our offensive line, and I expect them to, but how are you going to make it a little bit easier for Tate Ratledge and Penei Sewell to work together, where we're going to have a more effective running game? I mean, those are the things, how, why, those are the things that I want from them. Now, maybe we will get them.
Yeah.
Closer to training camp.
I think we will eventually. I feel like offensive coordinators in general, no matter where you're at, don't like giving out information early, right away.
Right.
You know, they're very protective on their craft.
Yes.
So he gave the generic answer, but at the same time, what do you want him to say this early in the offseason?
Right. I think it's okay to ask for those answers.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not asking him to divulge anything he doesn't want to.
Right.
That's not my role, and I don't deserve to know it either. But you've got to have an idea. You know these questions are coming, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
You got to have an idea of what you think this team needs and why. And look, whether we like it or not, first impressions. What's the first impression you get? Forget about the looks. Forget it that he's bald and all this stuff.
Yeah.
What's the first impression you get? I mean, you're a player.
Vanilla, little vanilla and a little boring.
Okay.
Little vanilla, a little boring.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's not on him. Like I've legitimately been on staffs with coaches who know what they're doing, but they're a little bit vanilla. They're a little bit boring. So like B-Last said, we're not going to necessarily find out until we can see some practice and we can see some footage, until we see clips of minicamp and things like that. Just as of right now, it still is what it was when they hired him for me.
I'm sure he's got something up his sleeve,
Yeah.
too. We have too many toys for him not to.
Absolutely. You know? I'm not worried about that aspect of it, okay? But if you're going to judge certain coaches, and I'm usually not one of those people who do that, judge certain coaches at the press conference. Did they win the press conference? All this other stuff. I think it's okay to say this guy in a very casual setting. He's not in front of a bunch of members of the media. It's a casual setting. People asking him. He knows it's going to be a friendly interview.
Yeah.
Okay? There's nobody out there sitting there, hey, listen, what the hell happened in Arizona? Why weren't you as good as you should have been last year compared to the year before, and what happened in year one?
Here's just an easy question for me that I would have asked. I would have found a way to ask it politically correct. But at the end of the day, the gist of the question would have been like, why are you here? Like, why did Dan choose you?
Sure.
You know, why was this an important job for you?
How'd you win him over?
Why'd you win him over? What did that look like a little bit? If you don't mind going a little into detail, you know, you don't have to give us the whole interview, but what things that what resonated with you? Once you were getting interviewed a little bit, what part of the interview were you like, no, this is it.
Yeah.
This is a place I actually want to be. Sometimes you're going into a job interview just because it's a chance to get a job. Once you get to that job interview and you have some questions and you have some dialogue, you're like, no, this is where I want to be. This is what the situation could look like for me.
Team USA is on the board, Braylon.
I told you that it was a fake country.
It was Matthew Tkachuk to Brady Tkachuk for the first goal for Team USA. How cool is that?
Brother to brother.
We're brothers. It was brother to brother, and it's the two guys who during the Four Nations tournament really made a statement.
Yeah, they
remember the
kicked
fights
ass last year. Yeah, 100%.
That was sweet.
Yeah. Also, back to the Petzing stuff, I did want to point out this comment by Jeremy Zier in the chat.
Yes, please.
He said he talks about using Gibbs and Monty and 13 personnel in the interview, along with talking about golf. We would have to see the whole thing for that. Unfortunately, we can't play the whole interview, but they kind of went long.
Thank you for that, Jeremy. Yeah. Good. Okay. Then he satisfied a lot of the things. I'm sure I'd have more questions, but he satisfied a lot of what we were expecting.
Yeah.
And we had,
I was expecting.
When we had on Dave Burkett on Friday, Dave came in. Dave had a conversation. Dave talked about Drew Petzing as well as Mike Kafka. Talked a little bit about why Drew Petzing came on board. Talked about some of the things behind the veil, if you will, and gave us some privy to some stuff. So we were calmer last week. So I'm still in that same calm. just responding to the clip that I saw there, it's like,
yeah.
Yeah, it in other words, it doesn't move your needle very
But
much.
I'm
And
still
that's okay.
but I'm still okay.
Yeah.
Because I know that, like B-Lad has brought up to our attention. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what this looks like once they
Yeah,
get in.
there's no way he gets that job and he doesn't have. No one's questioning his capability. Nobody is.
Right, their offense was high functioning with a terrible team. Really, like it was decent.
Well,
but
terrible O-line, but
His personnel wasn't there either. I mean, Michael Wilson showed up at the end of the year.
No, I get it. I don't know how high functioning it was with their rankings, but I didn't watch them every week. In fairness to the Cardinals,
Yeah.
The Lions had some injuries too,
Yeah.
and we don't ever bring that up for some reason.
Yeah. Can I ask the question?
Sorry,
you know,
USA just scored again. It's 2-0. Go
I
ahead.
just got the notification.
Yeah, no, I wanted to ask this question because the overwhelming sentiment, at least coming from some Cardinal beat writers and reporters that have talked about the Drew Petzing move with some of our local media people, is that he's great in the run. Like his run schemes could fit this team very well. Of course, 13 technique likes to use a lot of tight ends, but he may struggle in terms of scheming guys open in the pass game.
Isn't that Mike Kafka?
Yeah, we did see Mike Kafka come in. Are you worried about him in terms of him drawing up passing schemes? Because it seems like his run schemes are going to work pretty well in Detroit. At least we think so.
I'm not, because isn't that what Mike Kafka is here for?
We don't know. He's a high-ranking offensive assistant. We don't know his actual role.
When we talked to Dave Burkett last week, he said that Mike Kafka was a person of interest even before the situation played out. Drew Petzing was the number one guy that they wanted, but they also wanted Kafka as well. Kafka's situation worked into a point where, he was able to come in, still interview. They created a role for him, and now he's going to be part of that pass game. I think he's going to do exactly what you're asking right now in terms of, I think Drew Petzing is the guy that's going to draw up the runs. I think he's going to be a first down guy. I think passing down situations, I think that belongs to Mike Kafka.
Is it truly his offense?
You know what?
Then?
That's really interesting. And
Yeah.
I'm intrigued on how that would work. How do you think that's a good way to have an offense? Go through one guy's an offensive coordinator, maybe he's co-offensive coordinator with Kafka. I don't know. Like KG just said, we're not sure what his title is, but do you believe successful offenses work that way?
Well, when they hired Mike Kafka, I said when you have two, you don't have one. So that's always the mindset that I'm gonna be around. But I don't know what I don't know, and I got to see what they can do as a collective. I would say I'm very intrigued because it doesn't typically work out well when you have a lot of chefs doing that. But
I listened to the entire interview to the fans earlier today, and Dan Campbell talked about, look, he checks all the boxes. He knows the run game, he knows the protection, he knows the pass game. And my immediate thought when he said that is just what Braylon had said. I would hope so. Isn't every offensive coordinator, or am I reading way too much into it? Doesn't every offensive coordinator, aren't they supposed to know the passing game, the run game, and the protection?
Yeah,
you would think so.
Right.
Yeah. Some might be better at one than the other thing.
Yeah, but that's not what he said.
Yeah,
what he said was he checks all the boxes, he knows and then, as I said.
I can see it's just taking weight off his shoulders. Pass game coordinator, run game coordinator, they get together. One of them calls the plays. But as long as they're on the same page as, both sides of the offense work, should be all right. As long as Campbell's not calling the plays again.
Right.
He needs to.
That cannot happen.
But remember when Campbell took over for John Morton, everybody, this is awesome.
Oh yeah, well,
I mean, for 1 week.
He knew what he was dealing with.
For
he
1 week.
knew what he was dealing with too. That's the thing is he was familiar. John Morton came in and he saw there was an issue right away. So Campbell knew what to do.
Yeah, look, I get it. I think we talk a lot about the Lions offense, and because of John Morton and because of Dan Campbell and all that other stuff, and Braylon educates us this on a regular basis, and I try to keep it in mind every time I bring this stuff up. If it's about scoring, okay, we got to remind ourselves that the Lions still had a pretty damn good scoring offense last year.
No doubt about it.
Is Doc? We're gonna do Doc next?
Yeah.
Okay,
Doc is going to be in on the next segment.
Okay, can I ask Braylon a quick question?
Absolutely.
Do you mind? How much do you think the Lions are worth? If there's 32 teams, if I asked you, and by the way, it was Quinn Hughes who scored the second goal for Team USA. If I asked you how much the Lions were worth compared to the other 32 teams, this is based on Forbes.com, where do you think they would rank?
After the last 3 seasons, I'd say 12.
Okay. KG?
Maybe 20th.
I'm going to go 7th.
Okay. According to Forbes, the Lions are worth $5.4 billion.
Sheesh.
Which ranks 30th.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Wow.
The only teams that are worth less are the New Orleans Saints and the Cincinnati Bengals.
They both got more history.
How about that?
Dang.
Number 1, Dallas.
Dallas.
Yep.
Number 2, I'll just give you the 5. The Rams. Number 3, the Giants. Number 4, the Patriots. And number 5, the Niners.
That makes sense.
Where are the Eagles at? Eagles got to be in there somewhere.
Eagles are 6.
Okay.
Good job. So if you're looking at just the division, Chicago ranks 7th. Green Bay ranks 15th. Minnesota ranks 21st.
Chicago. It's the story and it's the gift that keeps on giving. I told you, most overrated franchise. They're worth 7th. History.
Yep.
Tradition.
And who knows where they're going to be playing soon. Is it
buckets.
going to be in Indiana? They took the goal away from Team USA, Quinn Hughes.
And gave it to Latvia.
Yeah, that's right.
Gave it to
Latvia. And then Latvia just scored. They got away with an elbow to Austin Matthews.
This must be a heater.
Yeah.
So Dr. Doom
yeah.
is I think Dr. Doom is the emperor of Latvia.
He is now.
emperor
All right,
of
when we come back,
He
the
is.
emperor of getting you healed. It is Dr. Jeffrey Pierce. He's up next here on the Braylon Edwards Show on Woodward Sports.
Tell them about Buddy's Pizza, our favorite.
I'd love
pizza
to tell them
place.
about Buddy's. In fact, yesterday I went home and I had the leftover Buddy's Pizza.
Nice.
I did. You can save 20% on your next big time pizza party. Yeah, I mean, why not? If you're going to have a big party, if you're going to it could be a watch party, it could be a graduation party, whatever the case may be. If you're looking for a place to cater, Buddy's is the perfect place. You save 20% by using the promo code Woodward20. Folks, it's been around. It's the original Detroit-style pizza. We should be proud of it, not just because it's a Detroit style, but because it's the best pizza. It's absolutely delicious. Buddy'sPizza.com. Check it out today.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
When you have everything you need to get stronger, just around the corner, you can give everything you've got.
Just 30 more seconds.
With over 2,800 locations, there's always a Planet Fitness near you. Join the club today and get your first month free. Just $1 down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, February 13th.
See what you got.
Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill Sub-Zero. Icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports. Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com. No one more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys said, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000.
You got full battery.
Okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Hey, Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. You want to go to a place where they're going to treat you right, they're going to make valuable use of your time, get you in and out, and you want to go to a place that's clean. Like, Braylon talks a lot about Black Rock, and I talk a lot about Art and Jake's. You know why? Because they're really professional, but they're also very clean. That's exactly what Lady Jane's is. You don't want to go to a place where you see hair all over the floor, do you? You want to go to a place that has a disgusting tub where you're going to get your hair washed. Lady Jane's takes great pride in how clean their facilities are. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
That's what I was trying to get to.
We are back.
What's the word? Knock the stuff over now. We're live, by the way.
That microphone stand snuck up on Doc right there.
It did.
It's like the it's like that white line on a football field, right? When you get tripped.
You know,
every once in a while. Yeah,
it's
all right.
there.
So we're going to talk with Jeffrey Pierce here coming up. Got a lot of stuff going on, including Lindsey Vaughn in the Olympics, who was injured. So that brings a sigh, Doc, doesn't it? Brings a sigh.
No, it brings anger.
Oh, because would you have told her don't participate? How would that have worked?
He was on team
if you were recommendation.
No, I've been outspoken.
Okay.
I've been outspoken about Lindsay, that I'm on the Lindsay bandwagon. That no, you're not telling her not to go. Like, my biggest thing that I've always said is that 80% of an athlete that has that mental toughness, are they better than some of the other people that we put out there? Like, everybody's like, she took a spot. She didn't. The ACL didn't cause the injury.
What did?
It was her. Well, I came out on Sunday, like an hour later, saying it's her aggressive style. So think about it. She's up there. She knows Breezy's crushing it.
Mm-hmm.
She's got to do well. She's 41 years old. I'm injured. I'm going all out or balls out, whatever I want to say.
Go ahead,
right?
say it. No big deal. Yeah.
So if she's up there and she's ready to go, it's like all these haters that are second guessing and everything. It's like, were you ever really a competitive athlete? Right? Because when you know you're down a little bit and everything's on the line, what are you doing? You're mentally going harder than ever. And that's what she did. She went harder than ever. If you really break it down, she pushed probably a little bit stronger on that left to overcompensate. She comes into that gate on the right, and like she said, she was 5 inches of difference. So when you're starting to push that and you hit the gate and lose balance, could she maybe, like all these doctors are second guessing, she didn't have the strength to recover. She didn't have the biomechanics to recover. That brace was too bulky. All the crap that's coming out in hindsight, no, not at all. I mean, I think, would I've told her to sit down? No. Her doctor of 25 years even said, I know Lindsey Vaughn. We know what she's about. Her internal strength is amazing, and that she's a competitor. She's the ultimate competitor. I mean, she's the GOAT. Can I go with that?
Yeah. I think two things are true. At the end of the day, this is 41-year-old Olympian this was it for her. She wasn't waiting 4 more years to compete in 2030. This was it. She pushed her body to the max to be able to participate in this year's Olympics. She succeeded in getting ready for the event, and then she put herself in condition, and guess what? They allowed her to be on the team, and she went in the event. So
she earned it.
That's what I'm saying.
She earned it. She wasn't allowed.
That's what I meant. She earned it. So in that regard, she deserved to go out like that. On the flip side, it is because of the injury. It's because of everything you said. She also, those inches that she was off, it's because of the overcompensation on that side. So ipso facto.
I mean, she made those decisions.
And if she makes a decision, I'm with it. Like if she's good, I'm good.
Look, yeah, she's the one in bed right now with external fixators and for her tib fracture.
But she wouldn't want to have it any other way.
No.
Yeah.
Heck no. Yeah. I mean, that's her level. I mean, you even hear the woman that was competing with her when she was 16, when she broke her arm going off the mountain. She came back. She had a cast that was prepped just so she could still hold her pole to ski the next day. I mean,
competitive nature, man.
And other skiers backed her too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And I think that might have been perhaps the most important endorsement. When other skiers are saying, I would have done the same thing, we respect you, that's fine by us. Yeah. They don't feel like she took somebody's spot. But it is, is it really all about the individual? That's what some people are wondering. That's all.
No, she earned it.
Yeah, no. She earned it when healthy. That's the whole point. She earned it when healthy, and she wasn't healthy. She went out, but I give her an awful lot of credit for going out there and competing. Yeah.
I think she was still competitive. I don't think the ACL played the role in her having the injury. I think it was her aggressive mindset. Look, other people. We had another major injuries, downhill skiers. I mean, they have full ACLs. They had everything. This is the sport that we kind of take away from how hard they train. They're not just like anyone else, and the competitive nature of them. And they're putting everything on the line. Just like football. We talk about football. It's so easy. But these Olympians are doing that too. I mean, you're going at 80 miles an hour, on 2 pieces of wood.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A little bit more than that these days. But
no longer wood, though, right? It's no longer wood. Okay.
Nah. I'm dating myself.
Not going that fast.
You're starting to sound like get off my lawn guy. Who'd you bring with you today?
So, listen, this is a big day. His name's Shia Baum. He owns Wing Lake Capital. And
I like that tie a lot.
Remember I was in Israel? Yes. I did shows from Israel.
Yeah, because didn't I crack a joke? I said you like drinking wine in some basement looking place, look shady. Doc, where you at? I do remember.
We were in Jerusalem at that time.
Okay.
So Shai was the one who's put this together. And the reason it wraps up with Woodward Sports is because Shai is a huge fan of all sports. He supports the Red Wings, the Lions, the Pistons, the whole thing. He ended up meeting a gentleman, Mike Kassab, who is of a Chaldean descent, and the two of them have come together and put a couple non-for-profits together. So what he is, he's like a mensch in our world for all the Jewish people listening. He is someone who goes above and beyond to the point that there's 2 gentlemen sitting in our studio also that were wrongfully charged in Wayne County, and they had life sentences, and they've been released after 12 years and 27 years.
Wow. Amazing.
And,
yeah, absolutely. Would you guys mind coming up?
Yeah,
mind coming up?
And
how did this take place?
Which part? With the wrongful convictions, or I'd tell you how it ties. What was that?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, with the sports part is interesting because I have seats at all the different sporting events, and I was sitting next to a guy who has turned into my closest friend. We have a bunch of different businesses together now, all from a basketball game. Literally started by sitting together at a basketball game, and
sports bringing you together. It's pretty cool.
And I think really with everything that goes on in today's world, sports is like one of the last remaining unifiers. It really, no matter what your point of view and your perspective on really any topic, sports brings people together.
That's great.
Yeah, and together we've obviously on the business side, invested in many different types of companies, but on kind of the more personal level, launched a couple different nonprofits focused on bringing people together for the Middle East peace, and then kind of what I perceive to be the most rewarding one, which is wrongful convictions. Dwayne actually wrote me a letter from prison. I think he could tell the story better than I ever can, but I think he said he wrote 70,000 letters. And
I saw that video. Yeah, he said his hand was hurting. Yeah.
Yeah, he had blisters on his hands when he came home. It's true. I saw the blisters on his hands. Still
Yeah.
have the original letter. And he actually wrote me the letter because of the article he read about the guy to his left, No Sakari. They had put it, someone wrote an article and it spread around the prison to the point where my prison nickname is the Don now. And both of them are home. Both of them were on life sentences. They're both home. We have another one in a couple weeks from now. We have a hearing. Hopefully he's going to be home. And it's it's a very unfair system, and almost all of the people in that situation don't have the resources to fight back against a system that's highly motivated to keep them, in prison. And it's been tremendous. It's really the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
Well, kudos to you, and on behalf of everybody out there who's been wrongly convicted, congratulations and thank you for all that you do. Dwayne, what was? How did you keep a positive attitude that someday you might see this day in your future?
I think first of all, my faith, because I had to have some type of faith to even believe that it could happen. Because when you're in prison, it's like you're fighting the state, and that's the government. It's like you by yourself fighting the government, and it's almost impossible. Yeah, it's almost impossible to win. And I remember I used to think, like, you got the Innocence Project and the Innocence Clinic here in Michigan, and I used to always think, man, why is it not another innocence organization? Because even with those two, a lot of people slip between the cracks because of the criteria that they have. And then one day, somebody brought me a newspaper, and there was an article in there about NOSA. Well, I'm sitting next to him now too. That's crazy. But it was an article in here about NOSA. And
that's all right, bro. Take your time, man. Take your
don't
time.
do that too. Yeah, but it was an article about NOSA, and I read about Firefly, and now here you got a new innocence organization. So I wrote them, and at this time, the Wayne County CIU was looking at my case. My case was moving, and
take your time, brother. Take your time.
And I wrote Firefly, and I let them know that the CIU was looking at my case, and then one of the problems that I was having was that, and even NOSA to some degree has the same problem, that I was about to get out, but they were talking about retrying me. Now, how you gonna retry me for a crime? So not only that, but it wasn't even a crime. It was an accident. And if you letting me out, then you know that. But you're taking me through. You're just dragging me through hell, basically for nothing. But Shia was able to help me retain what I call the best. The best attorney in the world, Todd Flood. He was able to help me retain Todd Flood, and through everything, like NOSA will tell you, like, it's not just, it wasn't just getting us out of prison.
It's getting your life back.
Yeah. And when you get out of prison this way, it's not like when you on parole. They don't give you anything. Right. You know what I'm saying? So Firefly helped me get a car, helped me get my first house in not too long. I've been out 18 months. Wow. In not too long, I was a homeowner, had a job.
Got a new life.
Yeah. And a real life.
Yeah.
And a real life.
And a life you deserve. Now, so how much did they help you, and how long have you been out? And what has happened in your life that has allowed you to, kind of move forward now?
So I got out January 6th.
Oh, okay.
And funny, I'm sitting here because it's like 6 degrees of separation. You played with both my cousins, the Curry brothers.
What? Marcus and Julius?
Marcus and Julius,
Ray
yes.
Too.
Ray too. That's their big brother.
Wow.
That's right. Yep. No doubt.
Hey, respect.
Yeah, so 6 degrees separation.
I just saw them at a funeral, unfortunately, but I just saw them recently.
Okay. Yeah, but the Firefly Advocates, along with Doris Houchins, truly helped me out. I was really in a fight, and they stepped in and pushed me across the finish line. It was truly a blessing because, meeting Shia for the first time, I looked at him, I just realized this is a genuine guy. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't know me from Adam, and was just like, what's happening to you is wrong. And, you know, you sit back, like Dwayne said, you like, you know, you kind of wonder, why do I, you know, get that kind of love? And then you look at your situation and say, well, you know what? You know, the Heavenly Father has a way of making things happen for people who deserve it. And when you actually sit in prison, for something you didn't do, you know, the doors open up. And, you know, when you really, like my brother said, you have the faith, and you have to continue with the faith. You can get upset and be blinded by hatred, but at the end of the day, you just blinded until you open your eyes and you say, you know what, no matter what happens, I know I'll get through this. It just works itself. And so, you know, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh just sent this man right here as a blessing, as a true blessing. And it's just like, man, you just, it's not really much.
You guys are very strong individuals.
I'm glad
and that's inspiration.
Definitely glad you started with that, man. God is everything, man. God is definitely everything, man. The Lord is my light and salvation. Whom shall I fear? 100%. Dwayne, let me ask you this question. I watched some of the video. Actually, I watched the video, and I was seeing you in the office, and that looked cool. You know, like you talking about the lease on life. But you're reading letters now. You're entertaining other applicants to see who you believe could be, you know, a part of it.
Both
you
of
two
them.
are.
They both are. They both work there every day.
Okay, both of you guys. When you're reading these letters, what are you looking for to connect? Because obviously, it has to be some kind of connecting point. What are you looking for? How are you connecting? Are you just taking this as face value?
No.
There we go.
It's funny because me and Nosa was talking about letters that come in, and the first thing I look for is I want to hear I'm innocent before anything else. I want to hear I didn't do this, and I also look for if you telling me you innocent. When I wrote my letters, I'm going to explain to you the situation. So I'm looking for, one, I'm innocent, and two, the explanation for the situation. A lot of times, unfortunately, we'll get letters where maybe the guy had a technical issue, or maybe it's some police officers in his particular case that have wrongfully been responsible for other wrongful convictions. And this is the type of thing, the only thing the letter says, okay, I understand that, but tell me and show me, and show me that you're innocent. You know what I mean? Okay. And well, I'm not gonna do what I was about to do.
What's up?
It was kind of like a joke, and I was about to say, and if you are innocent, come to I Play Cigar Bar on 2/20/26 to the R&B show, and we can talk about it. I'm sorry.
There you go. It's all good. For sure, man. I love it. I love it.
Nothing wrong with saying that.
Hey, not doing guys' work, man. What's mad at that?
We've heard and said a lot worse. Well, it's great to have you guys here. Thank you, and all the best to everybody. Keep up the great work.
Too many things. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, look, on the business side, we obviously focus on distressed companies. Again, tying it back to the athletes, we've had so many cases where athletes get involved in businesses with, you know, just bad advice. The people around them are, you know, maybe they don't understand. The athletes may understand, but the people around them are guiding them to companies that, you know, may look strong or financially sound on the outside, but on the inside they start getting into trouble. So on the Wing Lake Capital side, we're constantly restructuring and helping the businesses. On the individual side, saving guys like this, which is the most rewarding thing. And then we have the 10 to 2 Brothers, which is focused on Middle East peace. So other than that, nothing.
Well, keep up the great work, man. You are, as somebody said in the chat, you are the Don Ninja.
The Don.
Well done. Well done. Gentlemen, it's great to have you here.
100%.
All the best to you, and moving forward with the life you deserve. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having us too as well. And one more thing before we go.
Yes.
For those who like to donate, Firefly Advocates take donations, and we actually need them. You know, as you can see, 2 individuals sitting right here. They actually put the work in. You know, they actually use the money and fund the money to help guys. I mean, it costs a hefty penny for me and him to be sitting here now, and we're finna have a third guy come in a couple of weeks. So if you get the opportunity to just want to donate, Firefly Advocates, you can see, pull up on the screen or social media or whatever, and you can find it. I think Shia has the actual media, because I'm still learning everything after 26. So, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely. Shia, if you can mention that, that'd be great. If you know how people can donate.
fireflyadvocates.org, and I appreciate that. Saving me a few dollars.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Although that tie and suit, separation.
You know, very few people notice.
No,
very few people
he's a
notice.
very generous.
Unless the people want that suit and tie.
Right. Went to JCPenney to get it.
Yeah, right. Okay. That's your first lie since you've been out.
I was just about to say, you were doing so good.
You're right.
We do have a video for Firefly that we can play at the end of the segment.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right, we'll put that up. Yeah, I mean, the other big thing going on this weekend is our for Athletes Unlimited is the sled hockey tournament. We got 20 teams from around the country, all the way from California coming in. So
Cool.
it'll be in Taylor. I think we'll put that up also. But the Taylor Ice Rink this week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 20 teams around the country. First time we have all female teams playing against each other. So the sport has grown. Vladdy should be there. Vladimir.
We know
Vladimir Konstantinov.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Apparently he has a
Uno
signing now. He's doing signings now, so
good for him.
We'll be able to get out there. I'll be out there Friday night, so if anybody wants to come, we'll do a Where's Dr. Pierce with you.
Okay, as long as you dress like Waldo, that'll work for us.
That's right.
No problem.
I gotta do that.
Striped shirt now.
I'll,
Which rink is that? I'm sorry.
right now, tomorrow.
No, which rink?
Oh,
Where is-
Taylor Ice
Taylor
Rink
Ice Rink.
on Telegraph.
Okay.
So we'll put that information. I think the information's already out.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And the Lions
Love
and all
cause.
that stuff.
Love that cause. Yeah.
We love it.
What did you? These guys are big sports fans. Now you're jumping on the Pistons bandwagon at the right
Perfect
time,
timing.
right? It's a great time.
No,
It's a
I've
great time.
always been out there, just finally living it up.
I was saying these guys get out and they're going to see Pistons running. They're seeing the Red Wings possibly get back in the playoffs. The Tigers make that big move. I mean, there's some good luck charms right here in the studio.
There you go.
The night they got out, the first thing I did was I brought him to the floor of the Pistons game. First night, I was telling him.
What game? Who
told Nos the other night. I was like, last night you were sitting in a cell.
Yeah.
Today you're sitting row one on the floor.
Which game was that?
Well, that was last year.
Who did they play the night at? Chicago.
Chicago. Butt kicking there. Steph. Nice. Yeah. Nothing wrong with seeing that. Right. Yeah. What do you think of the facility? What do you think of the new building? Little Caesars. You're all over it. Yeah.
I definitely love the new stadium, Little Caesars Arena. Oh, it is gorgeous. Yeah, it is gorgeous. Yep, it is a gorgeous thing, and I love what the Pistons are doing. Really, and I don't mean to be biased, but I really focus on the Lions. Because the Pistons, it seems every 20 years we get a title. So we're about that time. So don't be surprised if we just, win it all this year. Because it's about that 21, 22-year time that we actually get those.
Need to come on.
And we just waiting on the Lions.
Yeah. Well,
we've been waiting a long time.
You and I have been waiting a long time for that. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah, they were really good last year. This year was a disappointment. But now that you're out here ready to cheer them on in person,
I am.
I'm sure they're ready for a Super Bowl just like we all are. That'd be great.
We waiting.
All right. Yeah. Well, I know we've all been waiting way too damn long. I'm with you.
That's right.
Wayne. I'm with you, buddy. All right. Great stuff. Thanks, guys. I'm sure you want a picture with Braylon Edwards. If you can wait like 5 minutes, we'll get that to you for sure. But in the meantime, thanks for coming by.
All right. Thanks for having us.
You bet. Doc, always good to see you too. Anything else? Any other injuries that you want to get us updated on? Not your injuries. Get the microphone. Not your injuries. I'm just talking about injuries in general. Anybody else
have any injuries?
No, I'm living in an injury. No, I mean,
I'm glad you're here in person. By the way, it's so much better than seeing you on a computer screen. I might say that.
That big smile. No, I mean, the other big thing is the Pistons and all this bad boy talk, and we're not intimidating. We're kind of taking the attitude that we're not instigating the fight. I go back to, you can all contest with Bill Lambier. He's the major agitator. I think we're starting to get that agitator back. We're not getting the fouls. We're pushing the envelope for it. So that's that mental toughness, the mental game, the short game, and all that. And for Cunningham, he's got my vote for MVP too. So.
Oh, do you have a vote? I didn't know you had a vote.
Yeah, I'm getting.
That's interesting.
I'm putting it through Woodward Sports.
That's really good to know.
Through Woodward.
He's got a vote for MVP. All right.
Beef Stew jumping off the bench. Did you get a chance to see that? And what do you think about that? The fight, the whole aspect.
Could you have caught him and tackled?
The penalties came down.
Me? I did that once, and I tore both my shoulders, and I learned to keep my hands in my pockets with stuff like that. Would I have? Do I encourage it? But that's what we do. I love what Neil said the other day. Is like, why are we surprised? We have him here for that reason. And I don't like we look at like, oh, they should be mild-mannered individuals, especially football. But with him,
nobody said that. Nobody said that. They said responsible individual.
Responsible.
Okay? Nobody said mild-mannered. Just because you don't come off the bench and start throwing fisticuffs doesn't mean that you're mild-mannered.
You're Clark Kent.
Okay?
Clark.
Okay.
Put his cape on.
Okay. And you know what? Not that they're going to, because they've already beaten Toronto. They're going to beat the snot out of Chicago. But if they lose a few games here to certain teams and you lose some type of seeding, and you're not going to feel the same way. Okay? You're not.
So you're against him coming off?
I'm against him coming off the bench.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's integrity of the game.
I have no problem with him with the physicality. I have no problem with him standing up for his teammate when he's on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay? So 2 games is one thing. 7 games is something different when you're going up against Wembanyama and you're going up against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet Holmgren and those guys. So.
There's a learning curve. There's the maturity of the game. There's the instinct of his mentality got the best of him.
What makes him tick?
What makes him tick? So we can't have it both ways.
Actually, I've got a good friend who always says 2 things can be true. Okay, and I learned that from him. And you can have it both ways, quite honestly, because we've seen that before. But we love him. We're glad he's a Piston, and we're glad it's only 7 games. It's great to have you. We always love you coming on.
All right,
thanks,
guys.
and thanks for educating us. It was really
no, this is a big deal. Shai really,
big deal.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing great work, and I like trying to do this, and we're going to start doing more shows like this, and bringing the people out. It's the people that are behind the scenes that are doing a lot of amazing stuff, and hopefully it inspires somebody today to like, what can I do to help? And it's not about the money; it's about the effort.
Absolutely,
and everybody can make that
up.
And
as we said to everybody in the chat, you guys are always welcome. The Braylon Edwards Show is there for you. Sit on the couch, watch this man do his thing in his second career, and it's great to have your smiling faces here. So anytime, okay? See you tomorrow. All right.
Pull up.
You got it.
Pull up.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate it.
Bring lunch. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll take care of it.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Doc, always good to be with you, man. Have a great weekend, and keep up that great cause in Taylor tomorrow night. That's going to be fantastic. KG, any super chats that we need to get to, or anything from the mailbag for one Braylon Edwards?
Yeah, let's go over to the super chats. We got Michael Weary, $5. Until you get there and play, you don't understand the way you have to play in order to win. I think he was talking about the Pistons.
Okay.
Michael Weary again, $5 super chat. Shout out. Thoughts that the Lions draft Monroe Freeling, offensive tackle, Georgia, 6'7" and 315 pounds with a 35-inch arms.
He was brought up yesterday, KG.
He was.
Braylon, tell him what
So he said name Monroe Freeling. I was like, Monroe Freeling. Like, it sounds like he probably led the Negro Leagues in home runs.
No, that name do.
It just has one of those names, Monroe Freeling.
Yeah. And then I said the
like
funny thing is he's white.
Yeah,
anyway.
of course he is.
He's a big human being, no doubt.
Yeah. And the OG Michael Weary, once again, $2 super chat. He gave the generic answer when talking about Drew Petzing.
Yeah. In that soundbite. Somebody else told us in the chat.
It's more into the conversation.
Yeah, it got more into the conversation.
Yep.
So,
and shout out to Pride of Detroit podcast for having him on.
Yeah, and thank you for allowing us to use the audio.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. Great work, KG, as always.
Yeah, I tried, man. I had a rough go of it today, but we made it work.
Didn't. That's not true at all. That's not true. Only during the Tigers alternative jersey.
Well, yeah.
You have a rough
you don't like blacks.
Yeah. That'll stick.
I was just about to say that's gonna stick.
That's gonna stick for a long time.
Get a drop.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing KG's not in there all the time.
That's
Kool-Aid comes back. It'll be all right.
Like that.
Brendan, good stuff, man. Appreciate you. Are you with us again tomorrow?
I will not be. I'll be out of town.
All right,
Next week I will be.
What, you're taking days off already? KG.
I'll tell you, except like I feel like the person in this booth, whoever's in there, they take way more days than we do.
That's a fact.
We got to figure this out.
These interns get days off. Where they do that at?
I still got to go to class.
Yeah, true.
Right,
True.
Hang out long enough with us, you'll have no class. We'll be back with you tomorrow, 2 o'clock here on the Braylon Edwards Show. Don't forget the heavyweights. They'll be talking about the Drew Petzing stuff at 5 o'clock here on Woodward Sports. Have a great rest of your Thursday, everybody.
Let's go Team USA.
USA.
James Haircuts for Men, and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.